I am Tara, she, her. I am the new-ish product manager for Action Network. I just started in August, and so it's been about 4.5 months. It's been such a great ride. um, and since I started, we've released all kinds of cool features, plus all kinds of cool features before I even started. So for you, I did this deep dive into what features there were in 2025 to show you my top 10. Originally, it was suggested I should share my top five, which probably should have taken up on it, but I really like alliteration, and Tara's top 10 was just too juicy for me to pass up. So let me just get right into events. Good, that worked. Somehow, okay, great. This is where I am. So I just wanted to let you know this isn't like a radio station countdown to the top 10 with them ranked in some way. I tried to do that, but it's hard to rank your darlings. But mostly it's because I want to talk about things together that go together. So events is one of the places where Action Network is really spending a lot of time right now, coming up with um, like really looking at events features in a big way. How can we become the default tool for the movement for events? And so these things are steps along that path. We have a lot more planned for events in 2026. Um, but I will get into some of the ones that I thought were cool. Um, Also, I have memes. There will be memes throughout this. This is how I do things. Um, so the first thing I have for events is setting for event campaigns. Um, if you're not familiar with event campaigns, that's when you have sort of one umbrella event with lots of little events underneath. I used to be a deputy data director at 350, where we'd have like something like global climate strike. Um, so 350 has a big umbrella, but the actual events happen all over the world. People have like house parties, election night watch parties, that kind of thing. So we've had this for a while, event campaigns, and people register and put things on the map. But we developed in partnership with Move On this feature so that instead of just I'm a host, I'm putting my event on your map, that the events have to be approved first. So we're developing this sort of vetting workflow. Um, and yeah, it keeps like uh, non-appropriate people from putting events on your map. Um, Move On is part of the cooperative development process. They're one of our product development committee members. So one of the cool things that I think about being a product manager at Action Network is that we build our tools together with the groups that use them. So it's not like, some venture capitalists and what they think the product line should be. So the members of the PDC like Move On get to give their input on the roadmap, they suggest features, they really guide what gets built. And so that's been really great working with them on events because they have great events. Um, Now I have, okay, great. I will keep doing that occasionally, just make mistakes and my windows go kooky. Okay, here's another one about events that is cool. It's a smaller feature, but I think really useful, which is that, a lot of times events are in person, sometimes they're like a Zoom call, but now the twain can meet. So if you have, say, a training that some people are going to in person and some people are going to virtually. We have this new hybrid event type where you can have both a location and a URL. So yeah, and Jeff is posting in the chat the links to our documentation, to the Action Network documentation, so you can read. I'm just going to gloss over these things really quickly, but you can go and do your deep dive and learn actually how these work from these links. So that is my event section. Okay, big topic, deliverability. Deliverability as when I was a data director, this was something that I was always in charge of and not always my favorite thing. Deliverability is scary, right? Because so for those who have not experienced the pleasures of deliverability management, deliverability is the science of making sure that you maximize when you send your email that more people get it, as opposed to that your emails are landing in people's inboxes instead of their spam boxes. It's a huge deal. Every email that you write, you know, only half the people are seeing it. It's your content that you spend a lot of time on. You want as many people to see it as possible. And deliverability is something that can snowball. If your deliverability starts going poorly, it will continue to go poorly until you fix it. So staying on top of it is really important. And we have some really great tools for that. The first one that I'm going to talk about here is the data co-op. So this, to me, this is one of the coolest features that we have. As someone with a background in movement data, so this is an opt-in program. You opt in to share anonymized, completely anonymized information about your opens. I think just opens right now. Your opens data, who is opening your mail, and then we can use machine learning algorithms to take everyone who's participating in the data co-op, and we can get scores for who is likely to open an email. So there's different things that you can do with that. But basically, maybe you have someone on your list, they've been on there for 3 months, they're not eligible for your re-engagement program, you're not unsubscribing them yet. But if you knew that this same person had gotten 100 emails from 6 different groups and have not opened a single one, then that's a good signal that maybe this person is not going to open. And you don't have that just on your own. Now, we don't share any information about email addresses or names or anything like that. It's just aggregated opens. It lets our machine learning come up with a score of whether someone is predicted to open a piece of mail or not. That is a very glossed over explanation. Jeff has posted more about the data co-op in the chat. Now, one thing about the data co-op is that it was launched in 2024, not 2025. So it probably doesn't belong here, but I am cheating because it is really good. And I want to encourage people to look more into it, to sign up. But also my next feature depends on the co-op. And so it's difficult to talk about without explaining the co-op. So this did come out in 2025 right? So that's what I was saying before. Why email people who are unlikely to open? Over all the different organizations that use the data co-op and Action Network, we can tell that these addresses are no good. So you can set a predictive open score in your filters for your mailing and say we only want to include people who have a score greater than, say, 60, or you can do it as a floor too, as an exclude. So that's what it looks like on the targeting page, and then on the preview and send page, you'll see it again. So that is our 2 deliverability features that I think are good. Just see. Okay. Clearly that's not gonna work for me. All right, great. Okay. One last feature of deliverability that did come out this year is the deliverability alarms. As I was saying before, it's really important if your deliverability starts to slide, like you have suddenly gotten a bad reputation with Microsoft, for instance, not to pick on them for any particular reason having to do with my career, but sometimes these things happen where your stats start to slide, and you need to know, you need to stay on top of that. And so this makes it really easier than ever. You can set notifications if your open rates and click rates are starting to fall below certain thresholds. It'll let you know. If you're in a network, if you're like a parent group in a network, you can do that for your child groups too, can see that a specific child group is struggling with deliverability. Great. So that was deliverability. Another one for me is testing, something I was super involved with at my other organizations. We want to get the best message to the right user. And we have some new features for that. The first are our fully automated A/B tests. Again, I can't really get so much into like the science of A/B testing very much, but in short, you have 2 pieces of content. You send them each to a small portion of your list. You compare them and you say, this one is better than this one. So before, you could run your A/B test and then you needed to go in and manually judge the results of the test, pick a winner, and send the winner. Winning automations just fully automates it. So you can say, yeah, whichever this, choose a winner based on a key statistic, open rate, clicks, action rate. Then the system will pick a winner. But also you have what we're calling a circuit breaker. So maybe your opens are really high, but your unsubscribe rate is also really high. That can happen when people use a misleading subject line. So lots of people will open it, but then they get mad when they read it and they unsubscribe. You don't want to send that kind of thing. So this is a pretty great feature to, yeah, make your testing programs more efficient. And then, preview text. I like this. So one thing that almost everyone tests is open subject lines. You're not testing subject lines, test subject lines. Subject lines make a big difference in open rates. And that's what you want, right? You've spent all this time and effort writing this content. You want people's eyeballs. And things that make a big difference in open rates is what we would call the envelope, which is the from line, the subject line, and then the preview text, the little small text right under the subject line. So we've just added that so you can test different variations of subject lines, just like the from lines and the content itself. I recommend trying that. I've had really good success with preview text testing. Makes a difference. Um, okay, already we are at reporting. Reporting is the biggest, well, there's a whole nother, well, I'm trying to tease something out. So we're going to talk about reporting, and then we're going to talk about something super exciting that is totally different than anything you've ever seen. So don't touch that dial. Um, Reporting is another one that was really my job at a lot of places. And I really like these two features for helping people with reporting. So one are these pop-up charts for highlighted recurring reports, right? So in Action Network, you can take up to 6 reports and you can highlight them so they show up on your dashboard. When you're looking at your group, if you have highlighted reports, there'll be little boxes on the right. You click on them and they open. They're just like shortcuts or pins. But now, if any of those reports are also recurring reports, it will, when you click on it, pop up with a chart like this that shows the counts over time. So often that's what people want, not the count today or even a list of counts over time, but an actual chart that shows that things, are they going in the right direction, the wrong direction, staying steady. So these are very quick, one-click reports already there for your highlighted recurring reports. You can also put date ranges in them. So that is, let's see if I have, yeah. Okay. So that is that one. We only have 2 more of Tara's top 10, and they're the biggest 2. Okay. So I don't know if you've seen this. It just dropped. It's called Action Bot. And what it is a chat bot that you can ask questions in real, actual language from your Action Network data. So instead of having to write SQL or making a report by clicking includes and excludes, you can just ask. You can ask questions like, yeah, like how many subscribers have opened or clicked in the last 2 years? I don't know how many people with this kind of tag or this kind of um, source code have donated. What deliverability is another big one for deliverability. So I just think this is really great. It really, there's kind of a, like I would say, a gap in our reporting up until now. Whereas if you didn't know SQL, we had a pretty basic report writer that you can make. And then if you do know SQL, you can make anything, but you have to make it in SQL, which not everyone knows. So here you can ask a question, it'll give you the answer, and it'll give you the SQL. There'll be a button that says audit. And when you click on it, it'll show you exactly what SQL you ran. So that's good for like monitoring the bot to make sure it's doing what you want it to do. But also if you want to like learn SQL, learn Action Network SQL, our schema, the way we do things, it's a really great way of knowing that. Now, okay, some of you, I imagine, are understandably concerned because this is AI, this is an LLM. You know, what is the security? What is the privacy? So we have a document on that. I think, Jeff, there it is. So that explains the privacy and security what we have looked into and the conclusions that we have come up with, which might be different from your own. So I would encourage anyone interested in ActionBot to take this document to your legal team or who's ever in charge of your compliance and make sure that this is within your organization's risk tolerance. Like, we feel really comfortable and confident, but we are not you. So do your own due diligence here. It's called Base Jump. The question is, whose AI app are we building it on? And it is called Base Jump. I think all of that's in the that privacy and security document will explain it. Great. So now the other thing I want to point out about this slide is that all the way over in the top right-hand corner, you will see a picture of a rocket ship. What does this rocket ship have to do with anything? Well, that is the most exciting thing of all the very exciting things that I've said tonight. And it's you've caught me cheating again, because it's not really a feature, more like a meta feature, but is very exciting. So I thought I would put a drum roll in there. Everyone should, drum roll. I can't hear you, but it'll, be the right thing. Exciting for this next part, which is called Boost. Supercharge your program and boost your impact. Oh, I did this all in little, I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to put them all there and we can talk about them. So what Boost is, it's a beta. And what we're betaing is an add-on package to Action Network for pretty techie, more complicated features that not everybody needs these features, but the people who do want us to invest in them, right? And so we are looking at this idea that some features and some programs will be part of this Boost umbrella. And we have a beta right now. The beta does not cost anything. It is free to participate. You can sign up right now. Signing up, or you can sign up for the wait list right now, I guess I should say. Sign up for the wait list. It's absolutely free. The whole thing is a beta in the sense we are still figuring out what the package looks like, and we don't have pricing. That's something that we're also looking into. We really encourage anyone who's interested in Boost, sign up for the wait list, and then you can sort of give us the feedback on what you think the package should be. But basically, we're trying to make things more sustainable, and provide a lot of technical features to the groups that really can use them, without driving up prices for smaller groups who just don't have any need for these features right now. Right now, the only feature that you need, to sign up for the beta is ActionBot, this little machine learning chatbot. That is available only to people who sign up for the free beta. But you'll see throughout the platform other features that might have little flags about Boost. Those are still free, still available to everyone, but at some point, we're looking at them to be part of the beta. So if you join the beta, you can let us know, is this the right package of features? That's what we're going to be evaluating. The beta is going to last till at least April 2026. So that is, now Jeff, yeah, we have this link that's in the chat. Oops. These are all of the now Jeff put all of these in the chat. When we put it online, we can have these in the comments of the video. We can also send these out on a post webinar email. But I just thought, just in case for some reason you have these slides and you wanted to know where these are all the names here. So for events vetting, this is the name of the knowledge base article that you would use to find out more about any of these things. But, probably links are easier. All right. And that's it for me. These are my favorite features. I'm glad to have gotten an opportunity to deep dive with you and looking forward to, working on new features in 2026. We have a lot of great stuff coming up that I'm really excited to work on. Lovely. Any chance Action Network would release a mobile app? That is a fascinating question that I do not know the answer to. I mean, I can say that it's not on any roadmap that I've seen, but I would be interested in hearing like why you would want that, like what would be the goal of that for you. So you can email me at tara@actionnetwork.org, and I'd love to hear about that. Yeah, future event stuff. We have some really nice stuff. I will tease that um, that one thing that we're working on a lot is shifted events. So you could have one event with several shifts, and volunteers could sign up for more than one shift. Right now, that's a little painful to do, honestly, in the standard events, but that's something that I've been working on a lot. I'm really excited. As far as the two menus question, that's a little beyond what I can do here. I would actually start with support on that. This is more, I wanna hype Susie's. So my counterpart, I'm the Action Network product manager. There's Susie's the Action Builder, and she is doing her Susie's Super Six, and I'm gonna definitely go to that and learn more about Action Builder. If we've got no other questions, I can give you back your time so you can do whatever you need to do before Susie's webinar, and I will see you there.